Hey beauties, and welcome back to I Am Beautiful Hustler TV. Today we'll be doing a review on Victoriaswig hair. Now this is a loose wave 22-inch wig, and the pattern that the wig comes is not the same pattern, or it does not look the same once you actually bleach, you know, the knots and wash the wig. But before we get into all of that, I just want to go ahead and tell you guys what all came in this box. It came with a lot of little goodies. This box not only did it come with the wig, but it also came with a little packet, a little Ziploc container, really cute. And it came with the edge brush, the hair wrap to wrap down your edges. It came with the angle brush that you can do your concealer in your parts. It came with some tweezers, a little lace glue applicator, a comb, and I think also like some little pins or whatever in the bag. So all of those tools does come in handy because I do use all of those things. And then it also came with like a little instruction card on, you know, how to care for the hair. And then of course it came with the wig itself. Now this is a 13x4 frontal wig. Oh, also guys, it came with elastic, but this is a 13x4 frontal wig, and this is what the wig looks like fresh out of the pack. Very like curled, loose curl type of look. But as I mentioned, once you do wash this hair and everything like that, the curl pattern does change to be way looser, and the wig actually seems way longer than how it is when it's curled tight. So because it is a loose wave wig, the style that I chose to do today was pretty much like a asymmetrical bob cut, like roller set soft look type of bob. So as I mentioned, this is what the wig looks like after you wash it. It looks pretty longer than what it did when it first came out, but I am still going to go ahead and razor cut, you know, this wig to create that style. But first things first, of course, we have to apply our wig, and today I am using my brand Lace Melt Adhesive lace glue to for the meltdown today. So I went ahead and cleaned the skin with alcohol, applied the foundation onto the cap on the inside and on top of the lace, and I went ahead and placed all of my layers of that lace glue onto the cap and into this onto the skin as well. And now I just went ahead and placed it on her head and blow dried it, and now I'm just going to go ahead and begin to cut off the extra lace. Now for today, I did not do any baby hairs. I just wanted that natural looking hairline, nicely plucked and just pushed back for our soft look today. So I'm just gonna go ahead and, as I mentioned, begin to cut off the extra lace. I took my scissors and made my slits, and now I'm just gonna go in with my eyebrow razor to remove the extra lace off. And as you can see, as I'm cutting, you don't even see where the lace starts and stops because it is completely melted in. It's with the exception of the few little pieces that are still need to be tacked down. But something I did a little bit different today, all of the pieces that needed to be tacked down still, I did not necessarily glue all of it. All of those pieces, I just went in with my scissors and just cut off those extra pieces. Especially if the person already has a low hairline, you don't have to glue those little pieces. You can just cut them off and just, you know, push the lace down to whatever else is still lifting right into that glue. And you know, if it's needed, glue it, but if it's really not needed, just go ahead and cut that off. So that's what I was doing here, and just pushing that lace into that glue to get that very melted and natural look. And I'm just going to cut the extra lace from around the ears, and then just go ahead and tack down that piece over there. And I would do the same exact thing to the other side as well. So of course I'm just going in with the razor once again and just razoring off that extra lace and pulling and pushing that lace into that glue. And I'm just going to continue to do that until all of the extra lace is off, and then just tacking down whatever else needs to be tacked down before I go in with my melt belt and tie down the actual lace. And for that second step today, I will be using the Tresemme holding spray. You know, you don't have to do this step if you don't want to. You can just use the lace glue alone, but it's just a method that I started, you know, kind of taught myself, and I just love, you know, that method. So I'm just gonna go in and tack down whatever's still lifting, and then go in with that melt belt and that Tresemme to tie down my lace and just really make sure everything is, you know, melted into perfection before I actually get into the styling portion. And as you can see, I'm using that little white spreader that came in my little Victoria's wig, you know, little bag. It really did come in handy for this tutorial, that little spread stick. So I used it and, you know, tacked down the little pieces that still needed to be. And I'm just gonna go in with my blow dryer and blow dry all of that in, because it is fresh glue, and just use my fingers and just push everything in. And as I mentioned, it is looking super duper natural, super melted. Love the quality of this lace itself, and the hair was good as well, as far as curling and styling and everything like that. So as I mentioned, I am doing a side part asymmetrical, like curled bob look. So I'm just gonna go ahead and create my side part, and then I'm just going to comb everything backwards after I go in with my wax stick and just, you know, like separate the hair from the part and just have everything flowing in the direction that I want it to flow. And then, you know, just hot comb that part out just a little bit before actually tying down the lace, just like a quick prep before I actually get into the full styling of the video. So yeah, I'm just gonna use that wax stick, hot comb a little bit, and then I'm going to prepare the lace to be tied down with that Tresemme and that melt belt. And then I will get into actually cutting the hair while the melt belt is on, so it can really like secure and just melt perfectly, and we can, like, you know, kill time by moving along as well. Now when spraying the hairline with the holding spray, just spray it and tap it onto the lace, and then just take your comb and just comb all of the hair, like push the lace down and comb the hairs back. That way when you remove the melt belt, not the melt belt, but the push back is just very natural and neat, and the hair is not like all clumped on top of each other, and that's just also give it a really clean you know, neat look once you remove it. So as I mentioned, I was going to just go ahead and tie that down and then get into the actual cutting of this hair. Now this is what the length looks like after being washed. It looks way longer than it did when I first started the unboxing process. But now I'm just going to go in with my razor comb, and I'm just going to begin to razor off at least half of this hair for the style that I want to do. And I'm just razoring off in a, you know, a bob form. So I went ahead and got my guideline, and now I'm just going to go down in a short to long angle here on this side, because this is just going to be a little longer side. And then once I get it the length I want it to be, I'm just going to go in and start razoring my layers. And what I'm doing is pulling that hair at an angle and just razoring it down like short to long, because you want the shorter pieces to the top, but you want to keep the length towards the bottom. And I only razored that one side where the bang is going to be. And as I did that, I just went ahead and removed that melt belt, and as you can see, the lace is super melted in and very neat. So now I'm just going to go ahead and begin to pin curl the hair. And I'm just going to start with this you know, the bang section area, because I really want that section to hold the curl, you know, most. So I'm just gonna go in with my Marcel iron and just taking some big like duck clip is that what they call it? Duck lip pins? Yeah. And just pinning each curl as I go along. And I'm just going to do this on, you know, all of the head. I'm just taking my Marcel, as I mentioned, making sure it's hot, but not too hot to burn the hair off. And just curl and then pin it with that duck clip pin. And I'm just curling everything going away from the face because that's the way I want the curls to fall. But when I get to the other side, I'm actually going to curl towards the face. So basically the direction of all the curls went one way on this install. I did not do like both sides going away from the face. I just did the bang side away from the face, but everything is going to flow in that direction all around the head. That way I can get the curls to fall forward on the shorter side to kind of like frame the face a little bit. So it also create like that really soft, like cute, wifey, short, cute bob, you know, type of look. So I'm just going to continue to do this all around until I get everything curled. And then I will begin to remove those pins and begin to comb and, you know, shape everything how like I want the final look to be. So now that everything is curled, I'm just gonna go in with a little bit of my Cream of Nature's oil sheen just to give it a nice little shine. And now I'm just gonna go ahead and remove all of those pins. I did let the pins sit in for at least like 5 minutes before taking them down once I finished up, you know, curling everything. So this is what it looks like after I you know, let everything out. It was still sitting up nice and high. And now I'm just taking a big wide tooth comb, and with the side where the bang on, you just want to comb everything in the direction that you curled it. So I'm just combing everything on out, and you just have to really play with the curls until you get the desired look that you want. So as you see, I keep combing everything back, pushing it forward, and I am going to add a little layers to the front for the bang piece. That way it can fall into place and everything like that. So now once I get everything combed down, I'm just going to go in with my regular tooth comb and just begin to comb and, you know, shape things how I want it. So with the shorter side, I didn't really try to comb it out too much because I really wanted it to be like nicely wrapped under the ear. But I am just I'm going to add a few layers to the top, as I mentioned. So I'm just taking that top piece and I'm just raising it down just a little bit more to just really get that curl to sit how I want to sit, you know, as far as framing the face, because I do want it to swoop a little bit across the forehead. So I am taking my comb and just gently combing it where I want it, and then you can actually go in with some holding spray to hold it where you want it to lay. But I'm still just going to, you know, play with this hair a little bit more. But now I'm also going to go in with my my holding spray once again, just to get that hump nice and firm. But it's still going to look very soft once I am done. So I am going to, like I mentioned, go in with that spray and just curl any pieces I feel needs to be curled, especially the little sideburn area. I did not want to cut it short because, as I mentioned, I did not want any baby hair. So I just, you know, shaped it and curled it how I wanted it to fall. But I'm going in with that bio silk, and just to really get that sleek, clean, perfect hump, like humped up area, because I didn't want it to be super flat. I did want it to have just a little volume, not too much, but just a little bit. So I am using the blow dryer and pushing that hump upwards just to get, you know, as I mentioned, how I want it to sit. And I'm just going to continue to comb that bang and make it curve across the forehead, so not too much forehead is showing. Like, it's really going to be like swooped around the face. As you can see, I'm pushing and pushing the hair how I want it to sit. And now once you get the curls how you want it to look, you can just go ahead and spray with some holding spray to get that nice perfect look. And then I'm just gonna go in and, you know, conceal the part in black spray just to make it very like perfect and very noticeable. So I am going to take that you know, black spray, and it is the high beams in color black. So you just want to place your, like, the end of your tail comb in the part and just gently spray around everywhere in your part, and then go in with that concealer. And as you can see, as I'm doing it, it widens and cleans up that part to give you that perfect part plucked look. But as I always mention, I do not pluck my parts simply because you do not want a part patch. And if you want to switch up your part, you got to deal with this permanent part. So I just don't pluck, I only conceal. But here is pretty much the finishing look. I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. Let me know what you guys think about this finished look, or would you wear it, you know, and everything like that. But thank you guys for tuning into I Am Beautiful Hustler TV, and stay tuned for more videos. Turn on your notifications and get ready to see these new posts. Hey guys, it's 2020. Let's get to it.
Talking about